All right, then, we are rolling out live on YouTube and everywhere right now. So bear with me one moment if you're watching this. You're probably watching a recording. And I am going to get us live on every source possible. And for some reason, there we go. For some reason, the Facebook one was all weird. So, all right. We are going live. I hope everybody had a great week. Wow, what a what a busy week. The next day after we ended our Q&A, PlayStation View made some big changes to their pricing structure, and that kind of went crazy. So I'm sure we'll be talking about PlayStation View, DirecTV Now, Sling TV just came out with some additional channels, a refer your friend feature where if you get a friend to sign up, they'll give you a $5 credit. That's a pretty cool addition. And yeah, so there's a ton of features out there, ton of news, ton of everything. So I see people are just now rolling in. Great to see everybody here. Let me bring up my YouTube page and my usual side over here. Oh, that is the wrong one. Okay. Let me fix that. All right. I linked to my Facebook where I told people I was linking to the Twitter, and yeah, so I had to go undo that. I apologize. Hello, everybody in the great land of YouTube and Facebook. I see you're all here now. I apologize. I tweeted out the wrong thing to everybody. All right, try this again. All right, hey, second time's a charm, right? All right, there we go. Correct tweet. Yeah, the Premiere Plus I would say is better than the Roku 4. It has HDR where the Roku 4 didn't. No fan, faster processor. I believe RAM is the same. Am I coming through clearly? Somebody say I'm a little quiet. I just moved my microphone a little bit closer. Let me look at my stats. It seems to be good. Let me look at one thing here, make sure I'm prowling. Yeah, I got the right microphone. Let me know. Am I coming through clearly on my microphone? Hello, Kathy. Paul, the notification worked? Great. Tableau does not work with Air TV. Sorry. Other people are saying my audio is fine. Ooh, I almost spilled a Coke. I used to have a tradition when Elias and I did the podcast. For like a few weeks in a row, I had a habit of spilling my drink moments before we would go into recording. I don't know why. 2 weeks in, Spectrum TV is pretty good. Yeah, you know, I've been hearing good things about Spectrum. The lack of DVR is concerning. The fact that they charge a additional $6 fee, I think it is upsetting a lot of people. So that sucks. But other than that, it's a pretty good device. Hello. If you have a question, post either on facebook.com/CoreCarsNews and then or over at our YouTube live feed. Those are the two places I am looking at. I know it gets shared in a lot of places, but those are the two that I monitor. All right. Any timetable when DirecTV Now might be available on older Roku devices? No, but they say it's coming. Though I will say the 3500 Roku stick, probably if you have that, you probably wouldn't want the Roku or DirecTV Now channel. It'll probably be too taxing on that. I would recommend upgrading. There's been a lot of deals. I think I saw the Roku stick, the 2016, the black one, for $29 not that long ago, and you will notice a huge saving or a huge improvement in performance on that. And it's a huge savings at that price. Is in the DirecTV Now survey, are they asking their subs if they want the NFL Network along with the Sunday Ticket? No, Dean, they just asked about the Sunday Ticket. I'm assuming if they're going to add Sunday Ticket, they're going to add the NFL Network. Any word when Hulu Live will be working the Fire TV? No, last we heard they're doing a closed beta test with select users right now. What's the deal with View raising the prices? Well, there's been rumors for some time that PlayStation View has been struggling. Few things is PlayStation View is in a tougher spot because they don't have a traditional cable deal similar to Sling TV or AT&T's DirecTV Now, where they can say, if you want to be on our dish service, you also have to be on Sling TV. That allows them to create a more favorable negotiating position. What I'm hearing is PlayStation View does not have the same sweetheart deals, we'll call them. The deals are just not as good because they don't have as much leverage over the channels. The other thing I'm hearing too is Sony as a whole is struggling. So I think Sony's said, well, subscribers are down. Last we heard that PlayStation View and DirecTV Now have about the same number of subscribers, which is pretty shocking considering the fact that PlayStation View's been out a lot longer. And Sling TV's got a huge lead in both. So I think PlayStation View has decided that they're hoping that they can double down on the idea of having locals and make it something to stand out from the other services, that they're going to be the service that has the most locals. And to do that, they needed money. To get that money, they needed to raise prices on everybody so they can go out and make other deals. So I think that's what's happening, is PlayStation View is saying, we're going to go out there and strike a deal and bring it back to be able to get more channels, basically. So I hope that explains what's happening with PlayStation View to the best of my knowledge. I'm being asked, can I recommend a good over-the-air TV antenna? A few I would recommend for indoor. A few brands I'm going to recommend. Mohu is a good brand. Mohu antennas. Turk antennas are pretty good. Antenna Direct, if you want a really good outdoor antenna, Antenna Direct is a couple of good ones. Mohu is a couple of good ones. And those are the ones I would recommend. What's the new Sling channels? Today they added Weather Nation, which is a great 24/7 weather channel. It's free. It's just being added. No price increase with it. They're also adding more Showtime channels. Their Showtime package, making it a really great deal. I think Sling TV has the most Showtime channels if you subscribe there. So it's pretty good. WineGuard, I know a lot of people like that, but I like the new Mohu, Glide, which is sitting back there. Much better performance, I think, than the WineGuard. It's actually the best flat indoor antenna I've ever tested, to be honest with you. Mohu, Antenna Direct, and Turk are the three brands I would check out right now. Watch Here is decent. It has a DVR, Greg, but mine stopped working. About a month after I did the review, it just stopped. I need to go back and update that. And I have not been able to get it to work again. It just fried. And there was no storm. It's plugged into a surge protector. It just stopped working. That I cannot explain why that happened. Will DirecTV Now get stars? Very possible. For some reason I want to say they have stars, but don't count me on that. If they don't, they'll get it. It's touchy. Yeah, that's the other thing, is the app. I always had problems having to reconnect the antenna to the apps. I think that the second generation Watch Here's, if they ever come out with one, will be the way to go. Any news on MLB Network or the ID channel coming to Sling? Not at this time, but hopefully it would be nice if they did. What does the error message Roku HCDP means? A couple things. Check the connectors on your TV. Make sure they're fully plugged in with the HDMI cable. You may have a bad HDMI cable. Try swapping it. I find that fixes it more often than not. If not, Google that. Roku has a guide on how to fix that right away. What do you think about the One Beyond antennas? I've tested a couple. I tested one. I met them at a trade show. They seem to be nice. They seem to be a little bit on the cheaper end, cheaper side in quality. Attached antenna or cables, so I have removable cables, a few other things. I mean, they're not bad. I just wouldn't put them as my recommended list. Have you tried Plex Live TV and DVR? Yeah, it's not bad. I think the problem with Plex is you still need to be fairly techie to set it up. It's not something I would recommend to my parents. But if you like fiddling with stuff and working on it, Plex is a great live TV DVR service if you like getting your hands into that kind of stuff. How is the DVR in Sling TV? I think the DVR is excellent, which the internal storage is a little bit more During the beta, they offered 100 hours at 50. I think they need to go back to that. But overall, beyond that, it's a solid DVR. It works. You can protect some recordings so you never lose them, which is a nice feature. And you have a lot of control over what's there and what's not. And if you're somebody who has to delete every email and every voicemail, the Sling TV DVR is nice because you can go delete them. I've heard some people be like, I'm just very OCD on that. People tell me they like that versus the PlayStation View where they can't delete it. And that seems to drive them crazy. Yeah, the tab below DVR is an excellent DVR. Very happy with mine. I have 2 now. I'm very, very happy with them. Brandon, just a warning, we don't allow promotion of piracy here. So we only support legal options. Will DirecTV Now ever get DVR? They listed it as one of the services or one of the options that will be coming this year. They talked about a DVR way back when they first launched the service, and it just hasn't come yet. They did a survey last week asking people what they would like to have come first, and there was things like more streams, DVR, NFL Sunday Ticket, and so on. And so it seems like DVR is in mind they are looking at. Colin, no, nothing official. We're finding it's about 3 months after a service announced or a local channel announces they struck a deal for it to start appearing on streaming services. So it could be another month or 2 before we see a ton. I expect throughout July we'll see locals trickle in, maybe pick up speed a little bit more in August, but we are going to see more locals coming to services like DirecTV Now, Hulu, and so on. Have you let's see here, sending back a Mohu Glide as it failed to pull in the same channels as I get with my WineGuard. That's interesting. I have not experienced it. I do have a WineGuard. I do have a Mohu Glide here. Mohu Glide worked a lot better for me in my testing. Spectrum is making it very hard to become a cord car. $124 for 200 megabytes down in phone. 3 things that's wrong with this thing. First of all, 200 megabytes is huge overkill. Downgrade. You can get away with 20 megabytes. So 200 megabytes for streaming is more than you need. Number 2, get rid of phone. Don't pay a cable company for a phone. Get an UMA. Half the price of the cable company's phone systems, if not more. I think I heard today AT&T's increasing the price of their phone service as part of their bundles to $10 a month. So my recommendation is get rid of that. Number 3, if you downgrade from a bundle deal with TV, internet, phone, whatever, or any bundle thereof, you won't get the best deals. My number 1 recommendation is switch over to DSL, stay with it for a few months, and then switch back. And what I find happens is then they treat you as a new customer. For example, I did that recently, went to DSL, went back to cable. I'm paying $29.99 for 100 down with Spectrum. So I'm paying $100, almost $100 less than you are, with more than I ever need to stream. So those are my 3 things. Don't do bundles. Especially don't do phone from your cable company. Huge ripoff. They charge way too much money for what you get. Don't downgrade to your same provider. Switch providers around. I know some people don't have the option of that, but most people do, and it's the best way to do it. And number 3, you don't need 200 down to be a cord cutter. 20 down is enough. 100 down is more than overkill. My internet bill goes up soon. Any tactics to keep it at 70, or do I say I'm leaving for CenturyLink? Well, saying you're leaving is good. My number 1 recommendation, if you really want to stick with your current provider there, Ryan, call CenturyLink, find out what they're charging, what they're offering in your area. Call your cable company, be like, hey, CenturyLink is saying they're going to offer me X and for this much a month. Can you beat that? And I find that tactic is probably one of the most effective. If you really want to say it. But be prepared to walk away. I mean, they may not do it. Spectrum, in particular, has been one of the few that has been very unwilling to negotiate with different companies out there, or different subscribers. So that's my recommendation. Shop around. When you call your company to negotiate, even if you want to stay, know what the other provider or providers in your area are offering, and then use that to try to beat them down for a better price. As it's very possible to say, that's a great deal, but you know what? CenturyLink's offering me XYZ. One quick second. I'm getting so excited, I'm getting choked up over here. Yes, I did try that new Mohu Glide antenna there, Jay. If you go over to corecarsnews.com, look at the review tab at the top. You're going to find it right at the top. I do need a Coke sponsorship. I do love these Cokes. I made a Costco run last weekend, and I'm burning through these way too quick. Luke, any word of DirecTV Now will begin the NFL Red Zone? Not this time. They're surveying people talking about NFL Sunday tickets, so it's very possible. Very, very possible. But right now, nothing official. Don't listen to Luke on bandwidth recommendations. Well, Kevin, I think it's more than possible. Your 200 down would drop to 20 down. If you have a provider that you're paying 200 for, but you're only getting 20, chances are that there's something wrong with your line. Call them, get them to come out there and look at your line. I had that happen at my house not that long ago. They came out and they found, this was actually my old house, the cable that went from my house to the pole. At the pole, it had become corroded, and that was affecting the internet quality of my house. They fixed it up, cleaned it, and it fixed the problem. At any time, if you're getting less than half of what you're paying for, in this case, if you're saying you paid 200 but only got 20 down, then you need to be calling your internet service provider and getting them to fix it. But I'll tell you, I caught the cord with only 10 down at DSL from CenturyLink, and I was able to stream Sling TV and other services just fine. Netflix only needs 5 down per HD stream, and most Netflix accounts only allow 2 streams at once. So you can do 2 HD streams on a 10 down system. On 20 down, you can do 4 Netflix HD streams at once with no problem. The other thing to look at is looking into the fact that your Wi-Fi router may be old, damaged. You may need to want to upgrade that. That's the biggest failure point on many streaming services. Kevin, even when everybody's on your network at the same time in your neighborhood, that shouldn't happen. You shouldn't go from 200 to 20. If that's what's happening, you need to switch providers. But if they're advertising 200 and they're only giving you 20, there's something wrong in the system. You need to call them and complain, because just saying everybody in your neighborhood's on the same system isn't a good one. 8 p.m. here. I live in an area with 100 down in a subdivision full, just full of homes. There's hundreds of homes in the subdivision. I get 100 down with my Spectrum and it doesn't drop. With CenturyLink, I was paying for 60 down and that would come in consistently. So that idea that, oh, it's just 8 p.m., it's busy and the internet's slow, that means that there's damage on the line and you need to stay after them until they come and fix it. Did the new Hulu experience remove 4K? I've been hearing that from people that they don't think they're getting 4K, but I haven't heard that officially, Drew. I would call Hulu and ask maybe why you're not getting your 4K. CenturyLink is being sued today for not honoring price quoted. Yeah, I've been hearing that. I'm looking at doing a story on that tomorrow, so I'm going to do some more research on that story. But yeah, so I think it was Minnesota is going after CenturyLink for not honoring the prices they quoted. By the way, one of those fourth generation mirror from my iPad. My only thing about the Apple TV 4th generation is a good one. I have 2 things. I don't like the remote, which is... Ooh, I almost knocked over a monitor. I'm not a real big fan of this remote. It's my main thing with the Apple TV 4th generation. They've done a good job. But the other thing I don't like is this idea that a lot of people tell me about is, oh, well, yeah, it doesn't have the apps I like, but I'll just cast it from my tablet. I'm just not a big fan of that. Apple needs to do a better job of getting apps. But the other thing I don't like about this is I just don't like the touch remote. For one, I always pick it up the wrong way, and then I have to flip it over. And 2, I don't know why, but this seems very annoying after a while. I don't know. Those are the 2 reasons I don't recommend the Apple TV 4th generation. Any new information on the Fire TV box? Well, we know it's coming this fall. When exactly, we do not know. And past that, we'll wait and see. We do know that they are coming out with a new TV or Fire TV remote for the sticks and TVs currently. It switches it from Wi-Fi Direct to Bluetooth. Now, Bluetooth is what the DirecTV Now, Fire TV remotes were in the first generation. They switched to Wi-Fi Direct in the second generation. Wi-Fi Direct allows a little bit bigger range, a little bit lower power consumption, which means for longer battery life. But they require more parts in the remote. They're a little bit more expensive to build. And it seems like Amazon's had some problems with the remote. And leaks from inside Amazon say that a lot of the recent issues with being able to supply Fire TVs come down to the remote. They haven't been able to keep up production of the remote to satisfy the device demand. So they're switching back to Bluetooth and going that way. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. We don't know exactly when that's going to come out and make that switch back to Bluetooth, but we can confirm the next box will be Bluetooth, and current Fire TVs and Fire Sticks will be switching, at least new ones you buy, to the Bluetooth. It's a little easier to manufacture, less parts to go in it, and they're hoping that will be able to deal with that. Is Dodgers channel streaming anywhere? Local regional sports networks seem to be Fox Sports affiliates. Somebody help me. I'm not familiar. Are you saying the Dodgers have their own channel? I thought they aired on Fox Sports, or is it, or are the Dodgers on Root Sports? Somebody help me out here. What channel do the Dodgers stream on or air on? Which Roku is better, the stick or the box? Well, the box, if you get a Premier box or Ultra, it will be better than the Roku stick. The Roku stick, the 2016, the black version, 3600, is a very good streaming player for HD. The box with the Roku will give you 4K HDR. I mean, if you think about it, it's a bigger device. There's more space in there, put bigger processor, more RAM, and that kind of stuff. Spectrum Sports Net. My recommendation is Spectrum's new streaming service. I believe will have Spectrum Sports Net. Craig asked, did I take advantage of the Prime days? Yes, I got a new Fire Tablet 8. I upgraded from the 7 I have. I absolutely love the 7, but the deal was too good on the 8, so I upgraded. My 7's a few years old too. It's a few generations back. And I love my Fire Tablet when I travel. I do a lot of traveling now. I love it. I throw some movies on it from Amazon, and I can go watch it wherever I want. So I upgraded that. I also picked up a gift card, a $50 gift card to a local restaurant for $39. So it's like a $10 and change discount there. And I got some golf tees. I always have a habit of breaking my tees, and Callaway's have these new tees that they had on sale that were supposedly unbreakable. So I'll try that out. But I didn't get a lot this year. Last year I got a couple Echoes and some other stuff. This year I did. Roku sticks, Vicky, do get warm, but don't worry, they're made to get warm. Don't worry about them getting hot. Just leave them alone, leave them there, and they'll work just fine. Roku box or Fire TV box? Ooh, that's a tough one. They're both good. They're both very similar. The Roku, if it depends on who you are. If I was buying for my parents, I would definitely get them the Roku. I find the Roku is a little easier, more intuitive than the Fire TV. Past that, get wherever you want. One thing about the Roku, my 4-year-old daughter can do it. My parents can do it. So that's my recommendation. When is PlayStation View going to update its Roku app? Tracy, at no time has PlayStation or Sony ever hinted at plans to upgrade the Roku. Remember, Sony owns the PlayStation View. Roku is their main competitor in streaming. It's the #1. I'm not sure if they don't want to upgrade it because they're worried about it. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But no, they have never said that they're interested in trying to do it. Major League Baseball and Fox Sports. Well, Major League Baseball, Sling TV, PlayStation View and DirecTV Now. They both have regional Fox Sports, and they both have Major League Baseball there. Mark, that's the way you should go. See, a bunch of people got a bunch of stuff. A lot of Echoes I'm hearing, portable hard drives. What one I use? I'll have to remember. I believe I have 2 Samsungs. Yeah, I got 2 Samsung ones, and I got one on there. I think I just got a terabyte sitting on it, which is more than enough. Honestly, I just don't watch TV like I used to, so a terabyte's enough, but you can get bigger ones. And it's so weird. You can pick up a terabyte, $60, a 2 terabyte for like 80 or something. It's crazy. I've tested my internet 3 times by 3 different websites, one being AT&T's. I'm getting the same answer, which is 5.5. Well, the important question there. Oh, you pay for 18. I was gonna say you just answered that. I was gonna say, what are you paying for? If you're only at 5.5, call AT&T. I tell you, it's very common that damage happens in lines at either connected to your house, at the endpoint. CenturyLink, twice I had to call them. They came out back when I was a CenturyLink customer, fixed something at the node, and bam, it was fixed. Now you gotta stay on them. I can't. Funny story. CenturyLink, 4 or 5 years ago, I kept getting like 2, 3 down. That was it. I kept calling them and calling them and calling them. Finally, the lady was like, all right, we're going to send somebody out. After like the 10th time of like resetting the router and rebooting my computer and this and that. And so this lady comes to my door. I said, oh, hey, you know, here's what's happened. She goes, oh, I know. I saw the report on the computer. I knew what the problem was. Before I even came here, I stopped at the node and replaced your card on your internet and fixed it for you. She was like, I looked at the report online on our system, and she goes, I saw what your problem was. I fixed it before I even came to your house. So sometimes you really just got to stay after them until they come to your house. You know, sometimes just getting the people with the phone is a pain. Any word on Verizon streaming service? No, expected this month or next month. When is Hulu Live coming to the Fire TV? It's probably going to be the next device. They are currently in closed beta testing for the Fire TV. Hopefully soon. Yeah, whatever they call it here, D-Slam or whatever, wherever the center, wherever the closest point to my house is. I thought those were called nodes, but maybe not. Hey, we only got about 10 more minutes today. Unfortunately, my wife is running late from work, so I got to take care of my daughter tonight. Not unfortunately, I love my daughter, but unfortunately for you, I'm not going to do the full hour today, unfortunately. But if you want to help out Core Cars News, maybe consider following us on Twitter at Core Cars News, youtube.com/Core Cars News, or donate $1 over at patreon.com/Core Cars News. It really does all help. What's for dinner? We had some mac and cheese for my daughter, and I don't know what I'm doing for dinner yet. We'll have to figure that out after this. When I launch Hulu app on Apple TV 4, all I get is the on-demand streaming service. I can't find anything about the live TV portion of the service. Dean, are you actually paying for the live TV? You actually have to go into your account and sign up for it. Have you done that? If not, yes, you will only get the on-demand service. The live service costs $39. The on-demand costs $7. With the live service, though, you get the on-demand service included. Jay, I did try to get CenturyLink. So get this. So I tried to review the CenturyLink service. I spent almost an hour trying to sign up. Error after error after error. It just wouldn't let me in. I tried 3 different email addresses. At first I thought, well, maybe it's because I'm trying to sign up with a business account, my corecarsnews.com email address. So I went, oh, let me use my personal Gmail account. It wouldn't let me in. I chatted with them, and there was like a 6-page list. Okay, exaggerate a little bit. There was a list like this, though. Like, your password has to have this and that and the other thing. So I tried all that and just kept giving me errors. And their tech support was no help. And I chatted with one of the reps, and I said, hey, I run a site. I'm trying to do a review. Can you help me get in here? And she's like, we're not sure what problem you're having. We can't replicate it here. And we're sorry, we can't help you sign up. Goodbye. I was like, oh, hey, well, I'm so glad you want people to use your streaming service, CenturyLink. You know, it is what it is, unfortunately. With Hulu Live, will Hulu Live have MLB local Fox Sports? They do have local Fox Sports on Hulu, but not the MLB network. Currently, I believe only PlayStation Vue and DirecTV Now have it. Yep, I agree, Kevin. If Sling TV would add MLB Network and Fox News, they would really be racking it in. Sorry. Bill says, would you spell out the TV antenna you would like? Mohu is one. M-O-H. Oh gosh. You ever had that moment? M-O-H-U for indoor antennas. Turk antennas, which you'll find at Walmart and different places. Antennas Direct is another brand to check out. Those are the 3 I would do. You ever just brain freeze? I came late. Do you save these videos so I can review them later? Yes, they will be available on replay both on YouTube and on our Facebook page. As soon as this is over, it takes about 10-15 minutes for it to be processed on YouTube, but on Facebook it's instant. Do you think what do you think about Hulu's Live's new UI? No guide. It's clunky with 5 or 6 clicks to get where you want to be. It's nice to look at, but it's definitely not user friendly. Yeah, I agree. And I include that in my review when I did it when it first came out. A lot of beautiful eye candy, not a lot of functionality. Hulu is really betting the farm on that they can predict what you want to watch better than you can. And I think that was a wrong approach. I think it would be in their best interest to rebuild that app from scratch. I've actually met the guy who's designing that. He's really nice. I get where he's going with that. I've talked with executives at Hulu before. They're nice people, and I think they have a vision. I just don't think it's connecting with people. Is there a website that I can go to that shows me which locals are available on what services? Not easily, because they're not being very upfront about where that is. Christopher, just go to each service that and enter. Each service will have a section on the page where you can enter your zip code or your address and find out what locals are available. Why? Have you seen? Why is internet service so expensive these days? A couple things is you gotta shop around. I mean, like all things, it goes up. So my recommendation, Chris, if you go to Core Cars News, I think it's on the second page, is a post about please shop around for internet. That will give you some tips on how to get your internet cheaper. Joe, no information about DVR on DirecTV Now. Probably happening this year. Dean, you're all right to say that there is not enough high-speed internet competition, but that's going to change very soon. 5G started rolling out in Indianapolis. Verizon promises a handful of markets by the end of the year. Verizon, even today, displayed their in-home modem, where you're going to take this modem, put it in your home, it'll connect to their 5G network, which is completely different than 4G or 3G. The 5G is something new. One second. Um, 5G is new, specifically designed for home internet, and it's made to compete with home internet services. And what currently takes about 10 months, a couple of years to run fiber to each home in a town. Think about running a physical cable to each home in a town that wants higher speed internet. Is time consuming and expensive. With 5G, you connect it to existing cell phone towers, and bam, an entire town has got gigabyte internet speeds. Verizon's promising gigabyte, AT&T's promising 750 down, which is great. It's got very low latency. AT&T's tested it with streaming on DirecTV Now, and they've been saying in Austin those tests are going really well. So keep fingers crossed that keeps working. But they say by 2020, over half of America will be covered in 5G, and that means Google, Verizon, Charter, Dish, AT&T, and T-Mobile are all rolling out 5G networks. Instead of just having 1 or 2 networks where you live to pick from, soon you're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8 networks to pick from for home internet. Latest on YouTube TV in Michigan, estimated months ago, and Fubo TV, CW, and CBS both have announced, both have not set dates for when they'll come. So we'll have to wait and see when that comes. But at this moment, they've announced it, but they haven't given a date on when that will come. Are you familiar with Dove Network? Yes, it is a great family-friendly streaming service. Check it out. T-Mobile, yeah, I think I listed T-Mobile. If I forgot to list T-Mobile, it's there. I don't believe they're live anywhere yet. They've just announced it's coming. Why does Verizon and Comcast monopolize the Philadelphia market? Just to be honest, if you think about it, it's very expensive to launch streaming services, and if you're coming, or internet services, and if you're coming to an area where the services are already there, you have to fight with them for what's called pole access. Now, it's not just about the physical poles out there, it's also about the under the ground pipes that run under the ground for wires. you either have to rip up the ground and put your own pipes down, or strike a deal with AT&T, Verizon, Comcast, whoever, to run wires alongside theirs on the poles or in the ground. Now, the FCC, I know a lot of people bash the FCC, but they're doing something really great. There's a proposal that probably, this seems like this is guaranteed to pass right now, that basically says that Comcast and Verizon and AT&T must allow other companies to connect to their poles. AT&T is notorious when Google started rolling out their fiber of doing everything possible to make connecting to their poles slow, time-consuming, and expensive. And the FCC is basically doing two things. They're saying you must allow other companies to connect to your poles. There's precedent for this. They told cell phone companies you must allow your towers be used by other cell phone companies because we don't want 4 cell phone towers all right next to each other. We want one tower with 4 transmitters on it. And that's effectively what they're doing with AirNet. And the other thing they're doing is many cities took kickbacks. I mean, let's just explain what it is. And they had sweetheart deals with companies like AT&T and so forth, and made it very difficult for competitors to come in. And I remember when I lived in Missouri, a company came in, and I had 10 down. That was the fastest internet speed. A company came down and promised fiber internet for the town. And the city council said, you know what, 10 down is as fast as we need. And they turned them away. And CenturyLink remained the fastest provider. There was a Cable America, but they only had 6 down at the time. FCC is basically saying, you must respond within X amount of time or it's an automatic approval. And they made it much more difficult for cities to turn companies away. So the FCC is doing a lot to break up these monopolies. But the real thing that's going to break up these monopolies that Google and Dish and all these other companies are investing in is 5G. That will revolutionize internet and it will change the face of competition forever. What do you think of the Internet Action Day for net neutrality? Colin, I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's symbolic. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't really mean anything. You want to take action on net neutrality? Call your representative. Spend 5 minutes. Be very polite. Don't be rude. Don't be crude. Call your representative. You probably won't talk to the actual representative, but leave a message. They do take note of that. And they're elected. If they see a ton of people calling in, that's much more effective than any symbolic protests. So I recommend it. Be polite. Call your representative. And calls are much more effective than emails and letters, I find. And just say, hey, I want this, this, and this. I'm sorry, I forgot to take my allergy meds today, and I'm paying for it today. So that's my recommendation. If you want net neutrality, call your representative. T-Mobile will have the same footprint as Verizon in about 3 to 5 years. They bought spectrum from TV stations, but I think it's about 3 years before they start to get that, and then they need to build up their network. Will they have the same speeds as Verizon? Verizon currently is the one promising the fastest speeds at gigabit. AT&T is at 750, and T-Mobile I don't believe has promised a speed yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Hulu Live will come to Roku. They have said it's coming to Roku. They have not said when. What's your opinion of 3.0 tuners going to over-the-air TV? Awesome. 3.0, I saw it at Vegas. It's awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. 4K. Free 4K TV. Awesome. Better penetration through obstacles, whether that be other homes, buildings, all kinds of stuff. The 3.0 standard will allow much better reception in areas that currently struggle to get it. It's not a magic bullet there, but it is that. It will also allow on-demand. This may seem weird, but it will allow the ability to have on-demand over the air. Wow, that'll be cool. The other really cool feature, which is kind of geeky a little bit, I think, is TV companies will be able to, right now when you look at a TV and there's a severe weather alert and there's the bar, everybody sees that. Now, with this new system, depending on where you live, they can, this area is actually being affected by the weather, and they will only be the ones that see this transmission. So keep that in mind. But we're about a year away. I think the first TV stations are about a year away. Sinclair, the largest over-the-air TV network, of owners of tons of channels. They're really investing in it. I think they're going to be one of the big pushers, and with them being the largest and pushing at it, I expect that 3.0 in about 2020 will probably be pretty common, where maybe at least one network affiliate will have it. When I talk about 5G, Vicky, I'm talking about home internet. 5G is wireless. I mean, it'll work on your cell phone too, but 5G is being built for the idea that you will, and Verizon showed it, you put a modem in your home, it connects to the 5G, and then it creates a Wi-Fi network just like your home internet now. And there you go. You have in-home internet over there. No need to have a cable run to your house or anything, which I find pretty cool. You know, the other thing I like about it, from my understanding, is there's no reason why you can't pick that 5G up transmitter up, put it in an RV, and take it with you wherever you go. So the RVers out there will really love 5G. Colin Charter says 5G is coming. I'm not sure they've actually launched a live test the same way Verizon and AT&T has. All right, everybody, I'm going to wrap this up. We're about 20 minutes early, but I need to go get my daughter and hang out with her. So I hope you all have a great day. And please check back next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m., and we'll go from there. I'm going to answer this last question real quick. This one last question. Jack asks, do you foresee any real advances coming over there? Technology? Yes. 3.0. We're currently in, let's call it 2.0. 3.0 is the next generation. It's like going from 3G to 4G. Better penetration. Instead of just HD, you're going to get 4K. And all kinds of different advantages. But the deeper penetration, where obstacles like trees and other homes around you and other things that currently block over their TV won't be really a problem anymore. So keep that in mind, that it should hopefully in the next year, NBC's announced that at the Olympics next year, they will be streaming some of that in 3.0 4K over there. So some TV stations will be there. Sinclair is making a massive investment into it. I expect it to be very soon. All right. Amber, yes, to your question. Yes, you can change channel full control to Tableau. All right, I'm going to play an ad over on YouTube because it pays the bills. Thank you to everybody for being here. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter at CoreCarsNews. Be very helpful if you follow us there. Also, patreon.com/CoreCarsNews. If you really like what you do, we do here, maybe consider donating $1. It would really be helpful. All right, so thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you for your support. I see some people saying they really want Coke now. It is good. I love these bottle Cokes. Take care. Thank you for your support. Have a great day. I will see you next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please subscribe. Please follow us. And please tell your friends about Core Cars News. All right, now, I will see you next week.